I first met Les when he was a youngster, working with his father, probably over 60 years ago.
I kind of never did anything else. I loved the game of golf. Started playing it very early when I was about 7 years old.
At one point, if he wasn't going to be a professional golfer or a golf professional, he was going to be in this industry because it just fit him and it fit his personality.
My parents, at the time when I was very young, were running a public golf course. My mother was the maitre d' of the restaurant. My father was the golf course superintendent, and I just sort of grew up in the industry.
We all worked there as indentured servants. When we were old enough to get paid, we eventually got paid. The good news is that you always had a job and you'd never get laid off. The bad news is you worked for your father.
It is a lifetime commitment. He started as a superintendent, working on a golf course rather, at 14 when he became a member of the Golf Course Superintendents Association of New Jersey. That's 14 years old. I have a feeling that that's probably a record. I don't know anybody else that has been there that long. And his whole life has been around it.
I started my superintendent's career as a 20-year-old, fresh out of Rutgers, about 2 weeks. And I was hired at Picatinny Arsenal as a golf course superintendent there. I worked there for 8 years, and then I went on to Newton Country Club, and I was there for 32 years as the superintendent.
When you work with Les on his staff, you don't work for Les, you work with Les. He's hands-on. He doesn't have anybody do anything that he wouldn't do himself.
And his ability to make things fit, and his ability to do more with less, were truly outstanding. I mean, he produced a quality product in an environment where probably most would be scratching their heads how they even open the doors, let alone produce the product.
When I was a young kid, I started going to work with my dad on the weekends, and I truly looked forward to that, and I think that's where I first found my passion for the turf industry. I mean, I feel like I watched everything he did, and when we changed holes, and he talked with the crew, and that was a big learning experience for me, and I think what's really driven me towards continuing to follow this as my own career.
There's people in the world that are givers, and there's people that are takers. Les is a giver. It's a given and an honor that he is a Distinguished Service Award winner.
When you spend your whole life in this career, you get to this point in time where you think it's your turn to give back or to want to give back. And I had reached that point after my children were growing up, and I wasn't coaching or doing any of all those other fun things anymore. I thought it was time to try and give back a little to an industry that gave me a great life.
Les's work with Rounds for Research really has been a major impetus for the success of the program. Since we got started, we've had 205 courses that donated rounds, which again, getting golf courses to give up the rounds is sometimes not an easy thing to do. And we've raised over $105,000. So pretty impressive from a little state like New Jersey.
Rounds for Research to me is kind of like a no-brainer. Our chapter solicits rounds from courses within our area that go on a live auction, and they're bid on by the public, so the public gets to play some more golf courses that they might not normally play, and it just advances the game. It's great for the program, and to me it's something that every club in New Jersey should do.
He had environmental programs way before they were vogue. He was way ahead of the curve when it came to all of this stuff.
We pursued Audubon Sanctuary program and became a certified sanctuary. I think we were like about the 5th course in New Jersey to do it. And it gave the course some credibility from the environmentalists, always thinking that, geez, if they come here and say, hey, you're bad for the environment, I can point out a million reasons why we're not. After my involvement in the turf industry, I came to work part-time at Hudson Farm after I retired. Hudson Farm is it crosses off all the T's and dots all the I's for me. It's an outdoor facility with hunting, fishing, and shooting, which are some of my other passions aside from golf. It's just an extension of who I am.
He very much emulates my father and his career. Him and my dad, you know, kind of, if you look back at what they did, how they did it, who they did it with, their ability to help others, you know, in many ways, him and my dad are getting this award because in the way he manages his facility and carries himself as a golf course superintendent are very much a mirror of how my father did.
My dad embodies what it means to give back, and he definitely inspires me to do more every day.
I'm proud to call him my brother, you know, call him my friend most of the time. And I think, again, he typifies what the average superintendent should be and is. And I think he represents our industry very, very well.